Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.
Billy Ray Cyrus, the hit country music singer, songwriter, and musician, recently gave the Rock and Review an exclusive interview at the Grand Ole Opry house before he went on stage. We got to chat about his hit song, Old Town Road, and how it was headed into possibly week 17, on the hit Billboard charts. And also we spoke about his video, which has in the views on the millions, plus working with his daughter Miley on doing duets, working with Mason Ramsey, and whether or not he would eventually be a member of the Grand Ole Opry. Old Town Road has been on a 16-week run, and all signs are pointing to 17 weeks. What are your thoughts about that?
I'm happy with 16, and I'm not looking ahead of tonight. To be honest, I'm just savoring this moment. It's a full circle moment. I grew up listening to the Grand Ole Opry. Saturday nights in Flatwoods, Kentucky at my papa's house, and my mom on the piano and my papa played the fiddle, and we'd sing "Won't You Come Home, Bill Bailey" and "Roll in My Sweet Baby's Arms." And then when the time came, we'd crank up the radio and they'd say, "Let her go, boys," and off would come the Grand Ole Opry, and we'd crank it up, and people get up and dance and move their feet around and clog and square dance, and just it's a celebration of music. And being here tonight, this is where I wanted to spend my Saturday night, being here on this moment with the record. Regardless how things go this coming week, as it stands right now, the record is tied at 16 weeks with two other records of songs that have been #1 for 16 weeks in a row. So this moment in itself is a celebration of music, a celebration of the fans. And I think about coming to the Grand Ole Opry. I tweeted earlier today a picture of me and Porter Wagner. He was one of the first really big stars that kind of took me under his wing, and he was really nice to me. Even made me a jacket with a bunch of rhinestones on it one time, and I turned around and gave him one with a bunch of, he loved to fish, so I gave him one with a bunch of fishing lures on it to go with all of his bling that he wore. And he was just a great friend, a great man, a great legend. And I was thinking of him and so many others that came before me, and to be in this moment tonight, it's just a magic moment and a great way to celebrate this milestone.
Listening to your Spotify channel on the way over to do the interview, I found it interesting that Old Town Road was the first song to open up, then Achy Breaky Heart, which also went 17 weeks all genre back in 1992.
Yeah, the album, Some Gave All, was #1 for 17 weeks in a row on Billboard's Top 200 all genre chart. And again, being here at this moment, no matter how things turn out in the up and coming week, it's 16, 17, anywhere in that, got a teen to it. It feels pretty good. Naturally, for me, just being here with the band, Mason Ramsey's joining us tonight, which is going to be really fun. He's been such a great contribution to this record. Him and Young Thug both, and seeing him come out with that charisma and that voice of his. You know how they say dynamite comes in small packages, and Mason is a good example of that, man. He's locked and loaded, and just pure entertainment. He's got so much of a God-given gift of talent. And when he came on this record, you could just feel that youth, and that is something, that magic that he brings to it. His record is called Twang, and I don't know if people's got to hear it, but it's a great album.
Yeah.
Like he's a serious artist, and he's got a great record.
You're crossing so many genres and everything, and I would think it's incredible about you, Billy Ray, is that you have embraced these new and younger artists. And just like the video, which has over 200 million views, you seem right at home with this new music, with these new artists, and you also had another new song come out, I believe a week ago, with Chevys and Fords.
Yeah, I love a lot of styles of music, very diverse background, and really country music and music in general is just in a great spot right now where you can share, you can learn. There's really, I told Lil Nas early on, don't think inside the box, don't try and think outside the box, think like there is no box, because there really is no box now. It's wide open, and we're all seeing this even in this moment of Old Town Road. Like the rules of what used to be do not apply now. They don't make CDs anymore. They don't make cassettes. It's like that stuff, as that stuff went, so does everything else. Everything's moving, it's changing. There really are no rules, no limits, no preconceived notions now. It's you make your music, you play what you feel. As Johnny Cash and Dolly Parton and Waylon Jennings said to me so many times, let your music be your truth, and you just lean into the music and let it evolve. And for me as an artist, I'm always looking for something new. I'm always looking to expand and always looking to learn. But you mentioned Chevys and Fords. Most constantly for me, I love country music and I love a great country song. And when I heard Chevys and Fords, I fell in love with it. I go, man, what a great song. And went in with Johnny McGuire and we put this record together. Actually, it was before I recorded Old Town Road. It was last fall, I guess about October. And I love the song. I love Johnny's voice. He's got a very distinct, it's like it's fire. His voice, when he comes on, sometimes we have to back him back a little bit in the monitors at the live show because his voice is just so hot. I mean, he's just powerful. And the song's great. It's again, I love country music. And for me, being here tonight, I'm still, no matter how you slice it, I'm a kid from Flatwoods, Kentucky that loves country music, and I love a great country song.
One last question. Playing on the Grand Ole Opry this evening, obviously you and Dolly Parton are like family. Would you like to be a member of the institution of the Grand Ole Opry?
Well, I love the Grand Ole Opry. You know, of course, you know, it would be an honor. My heroes, the people that I consider the legends. Country music has a deep, rich heritage right here in these walls on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry. I'm a country music singer. I mean, of course, I would be honored to be a member of the Grand Ole Opry. And I have so many friends here, so many of the artists, the band, the musicians, even the dancers, the singers. I've now played the Opry for 28 years. 28 years I've been coming and playing the Grand Ole Opry at least once a year. So, I mean, when you start dividing that up.
Which also matches your hits from 1992 to 2019.
It's pretty crazy to think that, you know, from 92 to now, and when I think of 3 decades of being on top of the charts, and there's only 2 other guys that have had #1 records in 3 decades, and it's Carlos Santana and Louis Armstrong. And when I think of my name in the same sentence with that caliber of musicians and those guys, I mean, that makes me feel really good, you know, and I love that, and I love just being a part of, again, of the history of the Grand Ole Opry and being here. It's going to be a fun night.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We'd like to thank Billy Ray Cyrus for the great interview, also the Grand Ole Opry for letting us do the interview there in their premises. Congratulations to Billy Ray on hitting 17 weeks. Will he hit 18 weeks coming up? Who knows? Thanks for watching the Rockin' Review. I'm Eric Dahl.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.